For more news, like, comment, and subscribe. War fears. The countdown to an Israeli war with Iran has begun. If Biden returns to the Iran nuclear deal, don't be surprised if Israel takes matters into its own hands. A small army of top Israeli national security officials descended on Washington last week for their first in-person consultations with the Biden administration over its intention to return to the Iran nuclear deal. Israel is adamantly opposed to the agreement, arguing that in exchange for a pause in Tehran's nuclear program, it virtually guarantees that Iran can become a nuclear weapons threshold state by the time the deal expires in 2030, while immediately funneling billions of dollars to a revolutionary regime single-mindedly focused not just on sowing aggression and terrorism across the Middle East, but on the destruction of the Jewish state itself. That's not a risk that the Israelis are prepared to take lying down, as they've repeatedly made clear. If Washington's strategy leaves Israel convinced that it faces a choice between fighting a much weakened Iran now, or a much stronger Iran on a glide path to nuclear weapons a few years from now, no one should be surprised if Israel chooses the former. Though last week's talks got almost no attention in the US press, my impression from people familiar with the discussions is that they may well mark the moment that the countdown to a new war in the Middle East began. The Israeli delegation included Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's national security advisor, Meir Ben-Shabbat, the head of the Mossad, Yossi Cohen, the chief intelligence officer of the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, General Tamir Heyman, and the Air Force general in charge of Israel's Iran strategy, Tal Kelman. Together and separately, they held meetings with U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, CIA Director Bill Burns, and other senior U.S. officials. President Joe Biden himself dropped by Cohen's White House meeting for an hour-long discussion. If you like this video, hit the notification button for more news. Thank you for watching.